It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and the wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's all up next.
At the convergence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela Rivers, we're in the football town of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, at Acrisure Stadium. Alongside Brock Heward in the booth, I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, we usually at this point talk about quarterback, talk about a game-breaking running back, a home run hitter when it comes to wideouts. Oh, no. Today, before this one, we're talking about a couple of tight ends.
And what a great game it is, Kate, to spotlight that position because we have two of the league's best. And when you go back and you watch the tape after the fact, when the ground game's running wild, it's usually these tight ends making blocks. When the passing game is getting it done, well, they play a role in the air as well. They don't get the headlines like you talked about. But these guys, man, they are cornerstones of their offense.
Justin Hopkins out, ready to send this away. And we're off from Acrisure. His return starts at the 5. He's stopped on the return at the 27. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. They're led out by one of the game's most tenured veterans and most decorated quarterbacks of all time, Aaron Rodgers.
I think it's safe to say, Kate, Aaron Rodgers may be one of the most polarizing figures in the NFL, but there is nobody that will question his ability to spin a football different than everybody else. Just ask his receivers, tight ends, running backs, anybody that's ever played with him. He elevates their game, and he often elevates his own game to an MVP kind of level.
2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
And that's good for a gain of 5. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah there to bring him down. 5 yards on the play. They could just do that again. 3rd and 2 coming up.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
3rd and 2, Rodgers. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Every defense in this league is going to sign up for a 3-and-out to begin a ball game. But to send him off the field, to really add that extra tone setter by backing him up with a sack, well, that's the cherry on top of that 3-and-out.
On 4th down, the Steelers are going to turn to Cameron Johnston to punt this away. And I imagine they were hoping they wouldn't need to bring him out so soon into this game. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. So here come the Browns on offense, readying for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by this promising young signal caller out of the University of Colorado.
It's always fun, puts a smile on my face when I see a rookie leading an offense out. A lot of them look like 10-year vets with confidence and poise in the middle of that huddle, middle of their teammates. But let's watch his first couple throws. That's where sometimes you can see some of those nerves slipping through.
And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Here's Jerome Ford for the first time this game. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Metton stopped by Alex Highsmith. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
the grab in bounds left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That goes for 36 yards. And that gives the Browns a first.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Throwing now, off play action. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away. Incomplete.
You know, it's tough to succeed at linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. He's dropping back to throw. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. David Njoku, the guy he was looking for. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. That's caught for the first. Touchdown, Cleveland. Well, Brock, we normally talk about complimentary football at some point every week. So how about the way they've begun this one, huh? Force a punt and then cash it in for 6 on their opening drive.
Do we do it every game?
It feels like it. Almost every game, yeah.
I think you're right. Because that's what the NFL is about. We all know the margins are so small in this league. And the team that typically plays the complimentary ball is typically the team that wins.
On comes Dustin Hopkins to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Browns will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Cordarrelle Patterson now to return. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense for their 2nd drive of the game. And they haven't gotten their legs under them on offense just yet, Brock. 3 plays and a punt on their opening drive. 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start the drive with Warren. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
Counterplay here, Warren. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. From the secondary, Grant Delpit on the tackle. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Simply nowhere to go on that counterplay, Kate. Backside defenders took away one side, and they overwhelmed the blocking right in the middle.
Off the play fake, here's Rodgers. Finds his back, Jalen Warren. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They got 24 yards on the play. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Warren. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Rodgers here off the play action. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, Rodgers. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Martin Emerson with the pick. And the Browns get it back up close to their 40 as he's finally tracked down after that return.
A lot of defenders got some offense in their background, and it's been my life experience that they'll tell you about it. And right there, he put it on display. He brought in the pick and instantly became a runner, searching for the open field to add a little something-something to the return.
The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Ford. And he gets him around 6 there. Patrick Queen ranging in for the tackle. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. That'll be the end of one in this AFC North battle. Neither side separating much so far. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break. We're ready now for the 2nd quarter. Browns in control of it. They have it 2nd and 4. Finding Judy. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Ford straight ahead. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Steelers' side of the field. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he works this to the 38 before going down. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. Connection made to Judy. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. Second and 3 now. From the 31. That's complete, David Njoku. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Handoff running left, Ford. And he's in. It's a Cleveland touchdown. The Browns get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. Well, Brock, you found himself some space to work, and from there, wow, all athleticism as he made his way into the end zone.
You got that right, Kate. Just that speed. You got to have some different gear when you get down here to the red zone. It's hard to score rushing touchdowns, and that running back sees the open space, he sees the green grass, and he finishes it off with 6.
On his Hopkins for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Browns double their lead to 14. Hopkins has it on the tee, and he's ready to send it flying. Return coming from the 6. Finds some space. He's past the 30. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. The Steelers' offense headed out. They haven't been able to get that offense going just yet, Brock. The deficit at 14. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Shotgun handoff for Patterson. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
On 2nd down, Warren. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. They'll go again with Warren. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. It's the 2-minute warning now from Acrisure. And it's the Steelers who have 1st and 10. Now looking to throw with Rodgers. Into the hands of Pat Freiermuth. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. Now hang on, looks like somebody came out after that play a little shaken up. Not sure we saw exactly what happened, but he'll get some assistance now. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Here's Rodgers. Gets this one to Cordell Patterson. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Avoid that tackle to Michael Hall.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break off something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
From the 33 on 2nd down. Throw complete to Warren. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball in your hands, number 1. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Throwing once again, Rodgers. Getting out to his left. And that's good yardage for the new set of downs. The Steelers calling their 1st timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers make it a 1-score game before halftime. Pat Freiermuth, the touchdown. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Right down the middle, it's good. And the Steelers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. To return, Jerome Ford. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Browns going on offense here very late in the half. They're up by 7. We'll see if they choose to just rest on that going into halftime. 1st and 10, looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You know, when we watch the Combine each and every single year, I hope you get good enough to understand as a football fan, watch the big guys' first 10 yards. Don't watch the ends and the linemen run 40. Watch their first 10 because that's the most critical. And that defensive end showed you right there the kind of explosive burst in the first few yards to get home for the big sack.
Looks like that last play convinces them to keep this one on the ground. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. So that's halftime here in this one. The Browns on the road, but currently in front. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. These two teams heading out of the tunnel. We're ready to get back to it. For the call of the second half, here is the great Kate T. Scott. Kate?
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Here's DeAndre Carter with the return. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Browns have the football first to start the 3rd, and here comes their offense. The touchdown dropped us back to a one-possession game, so they're hoping to get some breathing room right back here. Running left, here's Ford. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that gives the Browns a first.
You call that first down running play, you don't always expect to get those kind of yards. They'll take that every single time.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. They'll throw on first. Judy there to grab it. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Deshaun Elliott with that tackle.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd down now, 7 to go. They send a man in motion. To the ground with Ford. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. A solid gain of 6 there. It's going to be 3rd and just a yard.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Throwing now on 1st down. Throw reeled in by Njoku. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 29. That one complete to Njoku. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And now they have a 1st and goal.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas Clark and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, He's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play just as that tight end did.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. From the gun, it's Ford. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. No gain that time, and now it'll be second and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
Another one for Ford. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
So now, here's third and goal. Looking to the air here. Too much on that, and it sails through the end zone, incomplete.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
So the Browns are going to kick the field goal on fourth down. Dustin Hopkins on for the attempt. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. Carlson's kick is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Steelers and Jaylen Warren headed back out there offensively. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have second and 3.
That's just a good play to mix up what you're doing and keep that defense guessing. The execution, that's pretty well done too, creating the space for a solid pickup.
Second and 3 now. Trying an inside give to Warren. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Warren once more. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up second and 9. This is the end of the third quarter. It's Steelers football. A nice help for them as they trail entering the quarter. They'll come to the line here, second and 9. Rodgers here from the gun. He's on the move. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back, third down coming up.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers. And they got one right there with that sack.
Browns in a dime set, third down coming, trying to lock up those passing lanes. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion, fourth down coming up.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on fourth. They'll go for it. Rodgers. Throw is caught by the back. And he's out of bounds. Never really got a chance at reaching the marker there, so they're going to turn this over on downs. And absolutely no chance of getting the yards he needed. He's brought down well short, and they're going to turn it over on downs.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the fourth. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Shotgun snap, a gift to Ford. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Throwing quickly, but it's incomplete. Just got a hand up on that to break it up. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Not an open passing lane to be found anywhere. He took what he thought was the best one available, and they still managed to tip the ball away.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. That's caught for the first. And he'll go down here at the 16. It's a 21-yard gain. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Running is Ford. And he got what he could there, only to the 14. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, when receivers have room to operate, that's a play that can totally gash a defense. But, Kate, when you get down here in the red zone, it becomes so much tougher because you have a whole lot less space. And, in fact, you'll see defenses swarm like that one just did.
Ford running to the right. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming of pass coverage duties to see him adding a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you can just see the body language. A little nod, a little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
So the Browns are going to kick the field goal on 4th down. Dustin Hopkins on for the attempt. This is a 35-yard look from the right hash. Carlson's kick is good. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
That kick, well, it throws a roadblock up on some of the remaining avenues to get back in this game and really leaves only one remaining. It's going to take 2 touchdowns if they want a shot at it. And we know those odds, they're getting pretty long.
Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Patterson now to return it. This return makes it up to the 25. Pittsburgh getting its offense all set to go. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Rodgers. Freiermuth there to bring it in. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Offense in the hurry up here. Here's Rodgers on 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
That brings us to the 2-minute warning in Pittsburgh. Steelers down by a very unlucky 13. Down a couple of scores, but still some time left and 3 timeouts as well. It's 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. They'll throw again. Rodgers. That's DK on the slant. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs.
Well, you don't normally get that type of outcome on a slant. You're just looking for a little short yard gain. To find the right type of athlete with space to work before and a perfectly placed ball after the catch. Well, it's a perfect play to break it big.
Need to work as quick as you can here, Brock. 2 timeouts left, down 2 scores. It's 1st down. From the red zone now. On the move, headed right. This throw is cut. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He can take it to the house.
And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet. Right on the edge of the goal line for 1st and goal, and I don't know about you, partner, but that surprised me that they just threw it in. No attempts at running it.
Yeah, I think it is so hard for these defenders. You got to be so keyed in, and physically, you know you've got to stop that run first. So a 1st down pass play can and certainly was effective.
Boswell to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Steelers get it back to within 6. We've got 75 seconds left to work with here. They have got to come up with this onside kick. And that kick fails. The Browns able to recover. Ooh, can't get it back on the onside kick. Can still get a final chance with a quick 3 and out, though, albeit not with a lot of time for them left to work with.
Yeah, Kate, unless they can force a miracle turnover, and we've seen that before, a 3 and out is really the only avenue remaining. Defense, go buckle it up.
Cleveland's offense all set to take over. Their lead still more. Hopefully, should the worst happen, Brock, but obviously the goal here is to hang on to the ball and try to run this game out.
Yeah, the goal is to get to the best formation in the history of offensive football. The victory formation.
The victory formation.
That is all that you're thinking right now is just make these plays, run out this clock so we could take one more knee and celebrate.
Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its 2nd timeout. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now. Second down now, 7 to go. Staying on the ground with Ford. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. The Steelers use their 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. Browns just kneeling out the clock in this victory now.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
After one final kneel down, partner, and this should do it. So the Browns will take this win home with them. And partner, I know you took down plenty of division rivals in your NFL days. Heck, your conference opponents back in Washington in your college days always makes the win a little bit sweeter when it comes against a rival, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's just a little bit more emotion. There just is.
Yeah.
I mean, you try to keep every game level, and no opponent's bigger than the other, but familiarity does breed a little more contempt, and we could feel it today, and that's why that W is a little bit sweeter.
So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the... So long, everybody. It's a well-earned win for the Browns as we say so long from Pittsburgh.